trouble for, I mean, they're all adults walking back there. I didn't think about the people walking. I was out here this morning. There was nobody out here. Aw. And give everyone a couple minutes to get here, guys. We've got Queen of All Love and Bruce Wayne on today. Both have great topics. They're all adults. I just don't know. The one guy was in his trunks. We're fine at the beach. Okay. 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 All right. Oh, that sun. You guys, maybe it was a bad idea that I did the show from out here because I just want to enjoy it, right? Like I'm having a hard time like focusing. I just want to close my eyes and feel the sun, right? Like it's crazy. But anyways, welcome guys. Welcome into the show. We got a couple minutes. We're going to give everyone to get here. We're going to do the introduction in a minute. I'll go over some rules and then we will get this show started. Old and you can't see. I can't see the sun so bright. All right. But I'll be I don't know why I live in Ohio, you guys. Hello, hello. Like why do I live where it hurts to breathe this time of year when I could live somewhere like this? Y'all, my kid graduates in a little over 3 years, and if you don't think that I'm going to be moving my happy butt near a beach, you're nuts. Hello, hello, hello. We're whatever, Jay. Good morning, Lumby. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, it's 10:03. Let's get this introduction done. You ready, Jay? Here we go.
Took a tumble, hit the ground, learn to stand when no one's around. Life's a game of lost and found. Don't let the waves make you drown. Oh,
Flowers right here.
talk is cheap, but scars don't lie. Gotta fall to learn to fly. May your tears all run dry. Sun will shine after the sky. Oh, lessons learned and bridges burned. Life will twist and then you'll turn. Don't regret the times you yearned. Every page is where you learn. Chase the shadows, lost my way. Found my heart in disarray. Broken dreams had lots to say. Built my kingdom from the clay. Oh, every page is where you learn.
Well, I'm glad Meet Me's working today.
Me too, me too, me too, because y'all was saying earlier, and I thought we were going to have some issues, but it seems like we're going to be okay. Guys, welcome to Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily. I know I seen Queen of All Love. Bruce, did I see you? Was that your picture in there? There he is. Okay, so we've got, do either of you have to go first or second? Talk amongst yourself, and then one of you request the box. I wait until last minute, kind of, because sometimes people's things change, and they got to be first or second, and if you don't care, it is what it is. You'll go first. You're not on. Guys, thank you for the favorites. Thank you for the gifts. Before I get one of the first guests in the box, I do want to go over a few show rules. I'm sorry my eyes are closed a lot, but I'm from Ohio, and this time of year we don't have that bright thing in the sky. I think you guys call it the the sun. It's up there. It's shining really, really bright. So it's really hard for me. Like I told I was like, I need sunglasses for this, but we don't have any. So we're gonna make it work. But okay, few show rules: no cussing, no swearing. Be kind, be positive. Any negativity will have you immediately removed from the stream. I have zero tolerance for bullying. I think those that bully need a prayer said for them, and I hope that they change their ways and learn to love themselves, because ain't nobody that loves themselves take the time to bully other people like that. And I'll say that till I'm blue in the face, because hurt people hurt people. So just remember that, guys, if you've got someone trolling you. When y'all are sending gifts and you're favoriting me, I'm supposed to pretend like that's not happening, and I'm just supposed to continue on with the show. But you'll see me do little things like the heart hands or my goofy wink, which I know I'm fully well aware makes me look slightly ridiculous, because I'm like some of you ladies and men, you got this wink and you'll just, you turn your head and you're like, you look and you're like, and it's like so sexy. I don't have that. I have like fidgety eye syndrome or something, but we try. Other rules: no drinking, no smoking. What am I forgetting? It is so high. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to rewatch this and watch my face. Really? I really don't want to watch this video back at all. Remember, guys, be kind, love everybody. We may not fully understand what others are thinking or going through, but to truly show who you are, show kindness, show respect, show empathy. And just because we don't agree with something somebody else does or says doesn't mean we need to fight or cause drama over it. We just have to literally let it be. If you don't like something, especially in the world of streaming, you hit the X in the corner and you leave the stream. People who take time to be negative and bully and try to tear you down so that you're at their miserable level, ew. That's it. Just ew, right? But I think that was all the rules. Again, I will just emphasize, be kind, be respectful. And for those of you who are new, I do this show, again, Lessons Learned is the name of it, because I want you guys to know, first of all, life is full of so many different lessons, and we all go through so many things. And sometimes in the moment when we're actually going through whatever it is we're going through, sometimes we feel alone and we're scared. Sometimes we feel like we're not going to be able to overcome what's been thrown our way, right? But we have to remember that 99.999999999% sure you're not the first person who's gone through whatever you're going through. You're not the last person who's gone through whatever you're going through. And it's okay to sometimes not be okay, but you have to learn to cope and almost compromise with yourself to be able to forgive. Forgiveness is not for the other people. It's for yourself, because you deserve to move on. You deserve to have better, right? And that being said, we've got Queen of All Love. Before I hit that okay box, Mama, are you ready? And normally, guys, we do the Q and Q right here, where I read a quote and I ask you a question, but I'm on vacation and I forgot those. So let me just ask you guys this. I don't really have a quote to say, except for, if you haven't been to the beach lately, go. And my question to you is, do you like the beach, and where's your dream destination? So guys, from 10 to 11, this is for the show. I've got my 2 guests that I'll be speaking with. However, after the show or any other time that I stream, you're more than willing to come in to talk to me and to ask questions. But I do want you guys to remember something super duper important. Me, myself, and or any of my guests, unless otherwise stated, are professionals in any manner, right? We're simply folks who've been through something, and we want you guys to know that you're going to be okay with whatever you're going through. And it takes a lot for my guests to get on here and make themselves a little bit vulnerable right? And share something personal with us. So, but you're more than welcome to come back. But if it's a serious question or if it's something that's really weighing heavy on you, I do highly recommend that you reach out to somebody really close to you, to a professional. I'll scream it till I'm blue in the face that my therapist saved me and changed me and gave me a life that I didn't know I could have by making me face my past and feel all the feelings that I done buried and dug deep, right? So, all right, Queen of Love, you are ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and you're in. Hello, hello.
First off, I gotta say I love the background. I love the view.
Thank you.
And if I had to pick a dream destination, it would be one of the beaches over in California.
Okay, okay. So I will tell you, I did Cali a couple years ago and it's gorgeous. But I did more Northern Cali by like Santa Cruz, and it was the end of June and it was so cold. The water was so cold. So go to like San Diego. I think the water's warmer down there.
See, I've been to Cancun, Mexico back when I was 16 and it was gorgeous.
Oh, see, I've never been to Mexico. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, Navari? So,
Yeah.
all right. So I guess so I don't know if you've watched my show, but what I do is I get you in the box and I'm pretty much going to ask you to dive right into your topic. And then because generally a little later on in the show, I have more guests, that's when I ask you questions about you and your streaming and stuff like that. So when I say we're done with the topic, don't boogie out my box because I am not done with you yet. Okay.
All righty, gotcha.
So go ahead and tell these folks what topic you picked and what made you pick that topic.
The topic that I picked is my daughter.
Okay.
And the reason why I have picked my daughter is because over the past almost 24 years, my daughter has been alive almost 24 years, and she has taught me a lot of lessons, like a lot of valuable lessons. I mean, I've had trials and tribulations with my kid. Me and my kid have been through a lot of stuff. I can, like I said in the Instagram group on Instagram, that I can relate to what Bruce Wayne's going to talk about. I've been there, done that with my kid. I had my kid when I did, but I'm not going into that. It's all about my kid.
How old were you when you had your daughter?
I was 17 years old when I got pregnant with my daughter, and I had her exactly 1 month and 1 day before my 18th birthday.
So I got pregnant at 18 and a half-ish, and I had my son at like 19 and a half. But I'll tell ya, me personally, I was still a baby having a baby, and I don't know why all of a sudden I was blessed with the baby, but I had no business being a mom at 19 years old. Okay. Was I there? Did I raise my child? Did I do the best that I could? Yes, I did. But I was still a baby, y'all.
Same year. Like I said, I was 17 when I got pregnant with my kid in June, right after my 17th birthday. Like I said, I had her like a month before my 18th birthday. I was a baby having a baby.
Yeah. And it's almost like because you go right from childhood to being a parent, that you're good at parenting, but you're not good at adulting. Right?
Exactly.
And that was my hardest transition. Is I was a good mom and I was a great teenager, but I didn't know how to adult. And I faced a lot of struggles with that. And it's almost as if once my son hit the teenage years and started to grow up was when I really started to do the growing up too. And
exactly.
I'm not proud of that, but that's how it went for us, right?
Exactly. That is how it went for us. I mean, especially me. I mean, like I said, I was a baby when I had my kid. I was 17. I was at home with mom. I was in school. I was doing great in school. And the crazy thing is I had a full ride scholarship to go to college because I was in a program in school called Junior ROTC when I was pregnant with my kid.
Ooh, ROTC, get it, girl.
And so I actually gave up going to college for my daughter. Like, she's my world. She's my life. I wouldn't be the person that I am today if it wasn't for God giving me my kid when I was 17 years old.
I say all the time, my son saved me, because when I got pregnant with him, I was not headed towards a very good path. And I will say that once I found out I was pregnant, I changed my ways a lot. I didn't permanently change them. Unfortunately, when he was a toddler, I kind of went back down the lane of confusion and discomfort and finding what I could to mask it, to put it in layman's terms.
Thank you, Spicy Nikki.
And I had to fight that demon and get through that again as a mom, and that was hard too.
Yeah, it is, especially because here's the crazy thing, Silly Lily. When I was 15, 16 years old, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer.
Oh my gosh.
And so, therefore, I went through chemo, radiation, all that good stuff. I beat the cancer, but when you have numerous of doctors telling you, hey, you're never going to be able to have kids, you're going to have to wind up adopting, I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. I'll just live my life, and then when I'm ready to have a kid, that's when I'll start. But unfortunately, God said, here's a curveball. Here's you a kid. So on top of my daughter being my daughter, she is also my miracle child. She is my miracle baby. Like I said, she's almost 24. She'll be 24 in March.
Nice.
See what else? Oh my God! Like I said, we've been through so much. Like I didn't know how to be a parent to my kid until she got older. I did best job that I could. I was the best mom that I could. But like I said, I had my trials. I had my tribulations. I fell off track. I got into some bad habits. I got into some really bad habits. And thank you, Mr. Greenhouse. So anyway, I got into some really bad habits, and then I got out of those bad habits and become a better mom to my kid.
It's crazy how, for those of you that don't understand what it's like to have bad habits or to never had a bad habit, and we're using that terminology because we are supposed to keep this PG-13. When you're young and you haven't allowed your support system to be around you, because I don't want to say I didn't have a support system, because looking back now, I did. I just chose the wrong support system, right? I could have chosen my mom, my stepdad, and the people who truly had my back. But, when you're young, your parents don't know anything, right? You're smarter than they'll ever be, and you've got the world figured out. It's not till you actually hit about 40, you realize how stupid you are. And it's not that you're stupid because you're really smart. You just really don't know all these things you really thought you knew, right?
Exactly. Because I'm 41. I'm 41 right now, getting ready to be 42 in April. And it's like
this whole time.
Especially when it comes to my kid and me raising my kid the way that I raised her and everything, I wish that I would know everything that I know now back then.
So I say that, but I had a point where I really had to stop and think about this question, right? And I look back and I made a lot of really poor choices, and I have a lot of things in my life that I'm not proud of, right? But every single choice I made, whether good or bad, is what formed me into who I am today. I'm sorry, I'm not perfect, and I have a long way to go. But damn it, I love who I am.
Hopefully, don't kick me out of the box. My mom's calling.
I'm not kicking you. It's okay.
I have to take this. I'm talking about the app. I'm hoping the app don't kick me.
You're all right. Go ahead and take your call. You can come back if you have to. We got like 8 minutes.
All right.
But her mom's calling, guys. She said, and I know that when your mama calls, sometimes it's an emergency. Where were we? Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Lessons Learned. I'm Silly Lily. We meet here every Friday from 10 to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am at Cocoa Beach, and we are going over being a single mom young and the challenges you face, and how sometimes as a young mom, you know, myself especially, has made some rather poor choices, right? But it's not about the choices you make being bad. It's that you learn from them and you move on, because we all at some point make poor choices, right? um but it's
I'm
you learn.
so sorry about that, Silly. The whole app kicked me.
That's all right, sweetheart. When mama calls, you got to answer.
Especially when she's coming to get her fur baby grandkids.
Oh, look at you. Hi, pretty. What a
Her
cute
name is
kitty.
Try Me.
What a cute kitty.
So, but yeah, anyway, as I was saying, I mean, like I said, and looking back now, I wished I would have, especially when it came to my daughter, my bad habits, all of that good stuff. I wish I would have had that one biggest support that's always been there for me in my life, there the whole time, which would be my mom, which is my mom. Um, like it's just, I mean, sorry, she don't want to cooperate. I'm trying to do this, trying to get everything done. Like,
All right, multitasking at its finest. That's what live streaming's about, right? Like I said, I tried to set up and nothing was going my way, and we ended up a good little bit down the beach, but it worked.
exactly. All
So, all
right,
right. So
she got all hooked in.
I like to ask, if you could go back and tell yourself, like the day that you found out you were about to be a young mother, if you could go back and tell that young mom one thing, what would it be?
Never give up.
I like that.
Never
Mine should
give
keep
up.
going, because it will get better.
Yep, just keep
And
going
then,
because it will get better. Life will get better. You may have fights with your kid, with your daughter. Like, just keep pushing. No matter how bad she tries to push you out of your life, because my kid tried to push me, and like I said, I went through trials and tribulations with my kid, with my daughter. She pretty much pushed me out of her life for about almost 2 years, but I was still
I did that
there.
to me too. But you want to know what? Now he's one of my best friends again. Now that he can look bad and understand, because he made a lot of choices that didn't give me any options, right?
Right.
Um,
Mine was because of a
having
boy.
his
Mine
my
was because
daughter is
mine
10
was
years
because
younger. So he was 16 acting up. She's only 6. And it's not fair that I allow that type of behavior around her, right? So
right.
when he was making these poor choices, I didn't have much of a choice but to make sure I kept us safe, you know, my youngest. But now, like I said, my son has grown up into an amazing young man, and I couldn't be more proud of who he is today.
I couldn't be more proud of who my daughter is. I mean, she through everything, and I mean, like I said, I had trials, I had tribulations. She pushed me out of her life for a couple of years because of a guy. My mom raised her for a few years because, like I said, I had bad habits. I wasn't the best mom. Um, but my daughter, she's like my best friend now. I mean, there's not a day that don't go by that we don't talk on the phone on a daily. She all the time calling, checking on mama, seeing how I'm doing. Now, and like our
Good.
relationship is better now that she's older, that she's an adult, than it was
Well,
when she was
because
growing up.
when they get older, they start to understand that the choices we made weren't to be mean or cruel moms. It was because that's not a better choice for the future. And they start to realize that when we were like, no, you can't hang out with those people because we're moms. We see what they're doing, right? We know that we see the trouble. We lived it. I was the trouble. Okay. So when y'all want to
Exactly.
hang out with trouble, I spot that so far away that y'all can't. You're not gonna pull the wool over my eyes, because I was
Exactly.
the troublemaker, right? But it's I don't know. I'll tell you what. I was a young mom. I was a single mom. I've raised both my kids on my own. Um,
I was a single mom too, silly. I mean, my daughter's dad. I mean,
you know what though? I did it. My daughter's 15 and a half, almost 15 and a half. My son is 25, and I've done it. I have been a single mom and I have killed it for 25 years.
yeah.
Over 25 years. And
And
that's
I
why
killed it for 20, almost 24. So yeah, I mean, it's just one of those. Let's see, what's the words I'm trying to use? Figure out. It's one of those. If it wasn't for my daughter, and I'm going to be honest, if it wasn't for me having my daughter so young, and if I would have never had kids and would have never adopted kids,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
the internet. Okay,
All right, you're back. You're back.
there we go.
We got a
As I
couple
was
minutes
saying-
left.
Okay, as I was saying, if it wasn't for me having my daughter at such a young age and going through everything that I went through with my daughter and having numerous doctors telling me, oh, you'll never be able to have kids, da da da, this, that, and the other, I don't know where my life would be today. I don't know where I would be today.
I don't know
Who
that I'd
knows?
be here if I didn't have my son so young. Because like I said, I was headed down a really bad path. So I wish that I would have been older when things went the way they did, but I wouldn't change how things went for anything because I couldn't imagine my life without both my kids. I'd be so lost without either one
I
of them.
couldn't imagine my life without my daughter either. Like I said, she's my rock. Like she's been there when nobody else has been there. But like I said, I don't know where I would be. I'm like you because of my bad habits and stuff. I don't think I would be here today.
I don't know if I would be. So it's crazy. My kids are not the reason I struggle. My kids are what saved me from my struggles. I'll tell you right now, I caused all my own struggles. I can admit it. I laugh because it makes me uncomfortable because nobody wants to admit that they are the screw up and the reason things would go crazy all the time. But I was, and it wasn't until I was able to look in the mirror and realize that I caused most of my own chaos that I was able to fix it. But Queen of All Love, tell these folks a little bit about your stream and when you stream.
My stream is very diverse. You never know what me or any of the people that come in my stream are going to talk about on any given moment. There's a couple of them in here right now. There's a chick in here named Little Red.
I seen
A
her.
guy named Dark Side. And a chick named Stoner Smoke. They all come to my stream every single day, every single morning.
You and that damn phone.
Sorry, that's the mama, baby.
That's all right. All right. So, when do you stream?
I stream about from
Any damn time of the day.
my mama said any time of the day.
That
Actually, no,
phone's out on her hand and she's on it.
no.
Yes.
Anyway, I stream early in the morning from about like 8 to like 11, and then I'm on here all the time, like Cornbread said, all the time. It just depends. Y'all can catch me just about any time throughout the day.
Your mama threw you under the bus so fast, and so would mine.
My mama throws me under the bus when it comes to a lot of things.
Hey, that's mama keeps
You
checking.
on that damn phone from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed.
Hey, it's mama keeping you in check. Tell mama we love her, and I hope you have the best day. You guys, I'll see you guys later.
I'm going to be busy. That's why I was just trying to get this done before Mama got here.
Bye, you guys. Have the best day. Go ahead and exit yourself out. Bella, good morning, you guys. That was Queen of All Love. Make sure you hit her with that fave. Check her streams out. If you missed the topic, we're talking about being a young single mom, but I mean, in general, a young single parent, really, period. Being a parent is hard. Being a single parent is harder, but it's possible. I'm proof, you know? And yes, we are at Cocoa Beach down in Florida, and keep us on our toes and keep us in line, right? For sure, for sure. Guys, if you are new, this is Lessons Learned. I am Silly Lily, and we do meet here every Friday from 10 to 11. I want to say being divorced is, you know what, Muffin, I've never been through a divorce. I've never been married. So I couldn't imagine having to share my children. I will say that I'm selfish in that manner and that I didn't have to do shared parenting because they chose not to be around at all. I don't know how well I do with that. So that's not, I can talk from a child who watched her parents go through a divorce, right? But I've not been through that. So I think the way I try to remind myself that it's okay on my end, again, me, this is me, this is my perspective and my situation and my way of viewing this specific situation, is that the guys, the boys that I picked to father my two children were not parental units, and they would have been in and out and caused more damage than me just doing it by myself. So yes, it's hard them not having had a dad, but I think it was easier than having a half-assed dad. I'm sorry, I didn't know how else to put that, Mimi. Excuse my ASS word. But you know, do you know what I mean? Like a parent who picks and chooses, I feel like would be harder than just having just one that loves you totally, you know. Guys, this is a featured show. I have 2 guests on it each week. If there's something you'd like to be on this show to discuss, you're welcome to reach out to Emoji J or myself, and we can get you on the show. But this hour is dedicated to the 2 guests that I have. We have Bruce Wayne up here in a couple minutes. I do want to talk about a couple self-care, self-love tips / questions. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. I didn't drink enough water yesterday, and I woke up feeling like poop today. So I chugged the water right away, and obviously I felt better. And I had energy without drinking coffee because I hydrated myself. Tip number 2, if you live where it snows, move south. This is way better than shoveling my driveway. No, you're all about the coffee. I told you 64 times. I'm not that obsessed with coffee. I've honestly been doing Neural Gum. It has caffeine, L-theanine, and B vitamins in it. And I'll eat 1 or 2 pieces of that gum and I am good to go. Energy drinks are not heart friendly. Let's see. So if you're stuck up north in that cold, crappy weather, just hang out with me and pretend like you're here. I'll get out of the way for just a couple seconds. Isn't that beautiful? Just close your eyes and pretend like you can feel the sunshine beating in the back of your neck. You know, I do like tea a lot, Nikki. I've been drinking a whole lot more tea than I have been coffee. I'm going to be stuck up today because I'm on the beach and I'm allowed to be. I'm a hoity-toity princess today. She said, I'm not leaving the bed. I don't blame you. If I wasn't on vacation, I wouldn't have either. However, being that I only have 1 day here and I did not sleep last, so we got here yesterday. I landed a little after 11. By the time I got to Katy, it was just before noon. And we pretty much drove straight here, actually. We're checked into the hotel by 1. And we did some, you know, exploring a little bit. We come out and did a quick little beach trip. But it got really cold last night. And I don't like being out in the cold. And I know I'm in Florida and I shouldn't complain about that cold. But it was cold enough that I decided to wait till after my show to find more. We're at Cocoa Beach, honey. So I guess self-care thing that I would like to remind all of you that it's okay to save to take a vacation, right? Like to splurge a little bit, because I don't know what I would do without these resets once or twice a year where I just get to be out of my regular zone, which for those of you who know me is I'm a go, 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 go. I work, 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 work. It's constant, constant, constant. And I forget to relax sometimes. And I've, Katie yesterday, he goes, oh my God, I should have had my camera ready. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, you just look relaxed. And I know that I have to work on that at home. I really do. But this is where I feel most at peace, right? I don't know. Something about the smell, the salt in the air, the sun beating down my neck, the sand between my toes that just, it lights something up inside me. It makes me feel good. It gives me very good energy, and it like makes it really hard to be mad or angry at anything. So I guess we'll end this self-care, self-love segment on travel, you guys, because had I never decided to travel on a whim, because I know a lot of people, and then even me as I was younger, I didn't travel a lot. I didn't explore. I didn't go see new things. So I didn't know that I loved being in the mountains by lakes just as much as I love being here by the ocean until I did it, right? I didn't know that I would find happiness in the quiet, listening to the waves alone, more so than being at a bar with loud music or a concert. I don't think traveling is scary at all. I think it's amazing. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to travel to a place where bad things are more likely to happen, right? Like, I'm going to travel smart. I'm not going to try to end up unalived in the jungle somewhere. What's that island where when you go there, you never come back? I just seen it on TikTok. It's some kind of island, and they got a tribe there, but nobody's ever landed and come back. Not the Bermuda Triangle. I can't. But yeah, people go there and don't come back either. No, I don't. It was just, I just watched it. It was in a thing with Snake Island, because it says you can't go to Snake Island because there's more snakes than people or something. And this was another one. And anyways, I guess just that's okay. It is what it is. But travel, you guys, learn to explore. Boopty, congrats again, Mamacita. I like snakes too, but I don't want to be on an island with a bunch of them that want to eat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go to the pet store, you wrap one around my neck, I'll be good. But I am not trying to go out in the woods where there's a snake. Have y'all seen the TikTok where the guy was doing something in the woods and he was by like a cave rock type thing, and he was like reaching up to grab a branch, and this huge snake come out and bit him in the you-know-where? They'll bring me back, Brody. I ain't even afraid of that. They'll bring me back. They will have enough of me. Return to sender ASAP. That's what I'll get. They'll give you $1 million to take me back. There's definitely a Snake Island is in Brazil, but there's an island with a tribe on it specifically that you can't travel to. And that's all. That's irrelevant. All I'm saying is I'm not going to travel to some place like that where I'm more likely not to come back, right? I'm going to travel places like here, Cocoa Beach. I want to go to Sarasota. I haven't checked that beach out. I've been to the Keys. I've been to Clearwater. Like, I have checked out all these different places in Florida, and they're similar, but they're so different. And I can't get over how much clearer the water is from one side to the other. There's so many things that are so different, even just from the same state, right? But when you travel across America, you don't just get the summer. You've got everything. And I don't know that people from other countries thoroughly realize that, like, you don't have to travel everywhere to get a part of everything. Like, you want island life, you go to the Keys, right? You want to go skiing, you head up to Colorado. Like, we've got everything here. So, all right, it is 10:40. We are going to get Bruce in the box. Bruce, you ready? Thank you for the favorites, guys. Thank you for the gifts. And more importantly, thank you for spending some of your Friday morning with me. All right, here we go, Bruce. All right, guys, this is Bruce. You've seen him before. He's been on the show before and had an amazing topic. And I think this one's going to be equally as amazing. So welcome back. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I really can't see you. I can hear you really well. Like I said, I don't know if I even want to watch this video back because of my facial expressions from the sun, but I couldn't pass up the background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
So I should have brought sunglasses though. But all right, Bruce, I guess let's just do like usual. Dive in. What did you pick and why?
Yeah, well, first, I'd just like to say thanks for having me again, Lily. This was a good opportunity for me to just kind of, get off my chest what I was thinking about, recently, actually. And I'd also like to kind of shout out to the chat. Thanks for being a part of this. You guys are a big reason why these shows are successful. And also, I just like to just shout out that we're blessed to be doing what we do, guys. We're blessed to be breathing every day. And let's not forget that. So as far as my topic goes, it's just about perseverance and loving myself again.
Yeah.
There was a time in my life that I really, really didn't like who I saw in the mirror. I was really not a good person. I wasn't a good dad. I wasn't a good brother. I wasn't a good son. And it took a long time for me to understand. Well, first of all, it took a lot of self-awareness for me to even understand that I wasn't doing the right things. So for those of you who don't know me, I used to be a hard drug addict and alcoholic, and I've been in sobriety and recovery for over 9 years now. So that's what I want to talk about today.
Okay. So let me ask this first. Looking at when you were active versus now, what do you think the biggest differences are?
The biggest difference is I have a lot more patience. So I'm able to practice the art of the pause. And that's something that I talk to a lot of people that I mentor about. I've really infiltrated meditation into my daily life. So I do the Buddhist monk practice of meditation, an hour in the morning and an hour at night, and it's allowed me to get back to center. So it's really a shift in your mindset. I used to be such a negative person, and I had to shift my mindset on a lot of different things. How often do we as people just apologize for simply being ourselves? I would say
Not much
sorry.
anymore.
I would say sorry for everything. Sorry for breathing. Sorry for looking at you weird. Sorry for accidentally bumping up against you. I stopped apologizing for all that stuff. And I started self-talking positively to myself. You are an amazing person. You are a good dad.
I just watched a TikTok on that, and who's the fighter? The good little Asian. Oh crap! The ninja, the pop. Anyways, he goes, you cannot talk badly about yourself because your body, he goes, even joking, because your body doesn't know the difference. And what you speak is ultimately what comes.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it. Because that's true, like if you lack that confidence in yourself, it shows.
And also the people you surround yourself with. If we're surrounding ourselves with people that can't even fill their own cups up. So if people aren't in a position to love themselves properly, how can they possibly love anybody else? And that goes for us too. If we're not filling our own cups up first, and no, that's not selfish to do, guys. No. If we're not filling our own cup up first, how can we possibly fill up anybody else's?
And the one thing that was, this is where I'm at, and this was my hard realization, is I have to learn to love myself, because how can someone else ultimately love me if I don't even know who I am?
Yeah. And how often do people just jump from relationship to relationship because that's all they know? When really they should be working on themselves, because they're broken people.
Well, because a lot of people seem to think that if they find the right person, it's going to make them happy without realizing that they have to learn to be happy alone and in their own silence before they can be happy truly with anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I got divorced about 10 years ago. I have not been in a serious relationship in 10 years.
It's been over 15 for me.
Yeah. In over 10 years, I have not been in a serious relationship because it's hard for me to trust people, because I've set healthy boundaries for myself, Lily. I will not let anybody disturb my peace anymore.
Good. You should. Nobody should let anybody disturb their peace. It's the only real power we have is keeping ourselves at a distance from people who don't bring positive vibes, you know?
Yeah. That's
I'm
what
sorry, I'm getting lost in the waves again.
I'm loving this scenery. This is so peaceful. I should have just treated this as my meditation, to be honest.
Boundaries are super important. But sometimes too, we got to remember that sometimes we put boundaries in walls that are a little too high, you know. And sometimes for me, I find my expectations, I think they're high because I know who I am, and I think I'm a giver, not a taker, and I think the world's full of takers. And I think that the givers of the world are pretty tired. And I think we're hiding and we're hibernating and we're trying to find the other givers because then we can give each other and it's not just someone taking from my now empty cup, right?
Yeah. You asked me a question earlier about what was different about when I was active and versus when I was sober. You know, one thing that comes to my mind is that I simply just do what I say I'm going to do.
Accountability.
A
That was
lot of
my thing.
times, when I was active, I would just talk a big game, but I wouldn't show up for anything. I wouldn't show up for my people, wouldn't show up for my family or my friends. But now, if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. It's called integrity. Follow through with what you say you're going to do. Do the right thing when nobody's in the room. That stuff is this things I've gained in my recovery.
Accountability. That's a lot of people don't know how to take accountability. And the crazy thing is a lot of times I stopped talking to people when all they had to do was admit wrong and do better next time. But instead they choose to lie. And I'm sorry, but that's not, if you would admit you did wrong and you're going to fix it, I can respect that. I cannot respect a lie.
Yeah, I'll be the first person to sit here and tell you that I have flaws.
Oh yeah, I've got flaws galore.
You know, I have flaws. I'm not a perfect human. Anybody that can sit there and look you in the face and tell you they're perfect is lying to you. We all have our own stuff going on, whether it's family drama or you've got kids that are causing you issues. You've got issues at work. You can't stand your boss. You can't stand your hours. You can't stand your job duties. We all have real life stuff that is impacting us, guys, but it's how we deal with it. Positivity is a choice.
Yes, that right there. Positivity is a choice.
We can literally be negative about all our situations and circumstances, or we can literally wake up every morning and say, I'm going to choose to be positive about this today.
Yeah, Houston, exactly. Yeah, I think that was one of my biggest wake up calls was when I realized that dwelling, like, let's just use an example. I was at work and something bad happened at work, right? I had a crappy customer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Tell me why the next day that still bothers me. Why are they living up here rent free? I didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? But I allow them to live rent free in my head. And that's my choice, because most people have the ability to go, well, you know what? Shake it off, let it go. But I struggle with that. I take things more personally than others, you know?
Yeah,
When
no,
I
I
should.
understand that. I understand that I'm an empath. I have a big heart. I feel people's energy. I feed off people's energy. So what I started doing years ago was I started journaling every day. I journal one acronym every night, and the acronym is FREDG. And I actually talk about what you just talked about. One of the acronyms is actually resentments. What resentments did I carry throughout that day? And I process it that night. So the FREDG, F is what are my fears that day? R is what are my resentments that day? E was how was my ego in play that day? D was how was I dishonest? And then G is what was I grateful for that day? So that's just something I do every night in a journal. And it helps me kind of clean my side of the street every night. So
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's accountability. It's a a big thing. It's that whole adulting world. Yuck.
yeah.
But what are some I mean, I know you said that you like meditate and stuff, but obviously when you're out and about and sometimes you get, frustrated or frazzled, what are some of your on the go techniques to stay calm and in line?
Breathing is a big one. So I've learned a lot of different breathing techniques to calm my anxiety. I have panic disorder and generalized anxiety disorder. So I don't know if anybody's learned any of those breathing techniques, but I encourage you just to look on, honestly, Google. There's box breathing where you can hold it in for 6 seconds, or inhale for 6 seconds, hold it for 6 seconds, and exhale for 6 seconds. There's other ones, of course, but I just encourage you to look at that kind of stuff. Breathing's a big one. I just try to keep my mind active, Lily. I always try to travel with people. I try to go in public with people, because if I'm by myself, it seems a little bit more scary.
Yeah. I find myself overthinking more when I go out alone.
Yeah.
Right? Like if someone looks at me, I'm like, oh my God, is there something like on my face that like, did they not like what I'm wearing? But when I'm with somebody else and I'm talking, it's like I don't pay attention to the other people. And I know that that's how it should be all the time, but it's not.
I know.
It's crazy how your brain sometimes it doesn't want to let go of certain things, right? Even though you should.
Mm-hmm.
These waves are coming in pretty good. It was really calm this morning.
Houston asked a question, it looks like. How do you get over past mistakes and move forward? Bruce, is it okay if I answer that?
Yeah, go for it.
So I remind myself all the time when I mess up that it's not a regret. And it's a learning opportunity. And I don't beat myself up for it. I remind myself that I'm human and that I'm able to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So that's easier for me. And then I'm able to turn it over to a higher power.
Yeah.
If it's too much for me to handle, I just turn it over to a higher power.
So yeah, I think when I think of that, like how do I overcome stuff? It's admitting, accepting, and then I call it conquering, right? Because once you admit it and you face it, you at that point have two choices. You can put it in the past and move on, or you can dwell. And it's not always easy to shelf it. I call it shelving it right away. But ultimately, the longer we hang on to something, the harder it is to let go.
Yeah, definitely. And making mistakes is absolutely part of being a human.
And making a mistake, it's not a bad thing. You have to make mistakes to learn. Learning is a series of mistakes, right? An example, right? When I was little and I picked up the hula hoop, or when I got on a pair of roller skates, I didn't get any of that the first try. I had to keep trying and keep trying. But if I did as a kid what most of us adults do now, or as teenagers, we can't do it. We get flustered, throw our hands in the air, and we walk away. Right? But how many times as a kid do you try something your very first time and it goes smoothly? It doesn't,
Yeah, I totally agree. My little girl, her 10th birthday was yesterday, guys. So my little daughter, she just turned 10 yesterday. I would say, and I don't want to speak for her, but she can't really speak eloquently for herself right now. But I would like to believe
I do, Rhonda.
that her biggest life lesson so far has been that not everybody is going to be her friend. At 10 years old, that not everybody's going to be her friend. She's so innocent and pure, and I think she wants to believe that everybody's capable of being her friend. But she's learned some life lessons this year that not everybody is out for her best interest in mind.
Yeah, that's a hard one for kids who, especially who are like good, kind-hearted kids who don't have that hate or anger in their life, you know?
Wow, thank you.
So, but if you guys are just tuning in, we've got Bruce Wayne in the box. I'm Silly Lily, and this is Lessons Learned. We meet here every Friday from 10 to 11. We did have Queen of All Hearts in the box, and we talked about being pretty much a single parent, single mom. We're both moms, so we talked about single momming, but single parenting was the general topic, or just parenting as a young parent, period. And then Bruce and I here are just talking about how sometimes you make some choices you might not be so proud of, but there's ways to conquer and continue to move on, right?
Yeah.
So, with it being at 10:56 already, Bruce, was there anything else you wanted to add to your topic before I asked you a few questions about you and your stream?
I'd just say be a little bit more gentle with yourselves, guys. And I have to say that for myself a lot of times too. I have to remind myself every day not to be so hard on myself. Life's too short. I literally shouldn't even be alive, so I have to remind myself that all the time. And I have to remind myself to be kind to others daily too. Thanks for having me, Lily.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate you being on here. Tell these folks when you stream.
So you can find me pretty much every day. If I'm not on, that'd probably be a rare thing. But yeah, you can find me in the morning and at night, typically every day. I do have a show every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's Mental Health Monday, where I bring people from the app and be guests, and we talk about different topic as it relates to mental health. So if you do want to be a guest, you can message Beard Raider or myself on IG, and we can get you on the show.
Awesome, you guys. All right. When was the show again?
8 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights.
8 p.m. Monday night, guys. Let's check out the show, see what it's about. Make sure you hit Bruce with a fave. And yeah, thank you so much for being on the show again. I appreciate you coming back and sharing another amazing life lesson. I tried to put like 6 words together.
Thank you, Lily. Enjoy that beach.
Thank you so much, Bruce. Have the best weekend, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. Well, we did it. Our first show from the beach, you guys. For those of you just tuning in, we are at Cocoa Beach in Florida. This was a total last-minute day trip. I will be posting on the TikTok and the Instagram some video and some pictures of the amazing sunrise this morning, and of course other pictures from the trip. So yeah, you guys, I do appreciate you all being here. At 11 o'clock, we will walk up there. We're gonna go make sure we do the checkout and everything. I'm gonna put the blanket away and some of this other stuff that I have out here. And we're gonna come right back. We're gonna do some seashell hunting and dig for some deep sea glass. So if you guys wanna hang out for a little bit, I like old people better than the younger people. They, like last night, the neighbors, they were in bed by 9 o'clock, so I could go to sleep. You know? Wiley, hello. Yo, dude, I was in bed by 8 o'clock last night. I was so tired, but I didn't get any sleep the night before, and flying and traveling, and exhausted me. But guys, it is gonna be 11 here any second. So again, I want to remind you guys, we will meet here again next Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the hour. I'll have 2 more amazing guests to share a life lesson. And I want you guys to remember, I love you, I believe in you, and never, ever give up on your dreams. Mwah. Bye, guys. 3, 2, 1. Show over! Woo! Okay. It's time to have some